And then lastly, I get a comment yesterday from Jeff301. So this is for Jeff301. Jeff301 says, hey Jason, what are your thoughts on the G20? My thoughts on the G20? I don't really have thoughts on the G20. I think international bankers are going to be international bankers. I think they're going to do what they do, and I don't think it's for better or for worse. I think, as I said before, that business people, by definition, have to be concerned with making profit. That's what they do. I don't have any saying here or there. You know, I've read and I've watched all the YouTube conspiracy movies that I'm sure we've all watched. I don't give any credence to them by, you know, talking about it though, because I don't believe it at all. I think it's a bunch of crap, right? Yeah, there's always going to be people who are in control, and the people in control are typically going to have power, or they're going to have power and money, right? So business people have and will always rule the world, right? I mean, so what? Okay, so business people rule the world. International bankers rule the world. Who cares? I mean, life goes on. How does that affect me? It might affect me grievously, right? It might affect my life. They might come knocking at my door. But, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, me knowing this, what good does that do, right? If it's true or not, I don't really have any say here or there with respect to international banking, because I'm not an economist and I'm not an international banker. I am first and foremost a philosopher. That's what I am. And, you know, people say, hey, Jason, what in the world does that mean? I'm trying to figure out what being a philosopher means as well. I have no idea. No, I mean, I analyze thought, right? I look at argument. I look at what people are saying and see, does it follow? You know, do your conclusions follow from what you say? I'm not interested in international bankers and, you know, global takeover and power and dominance and all that stuff. I really don't care about that. The only thing I do care about with respect to business persons is that I understand in the acquisition of trying to amass wealth that people usually go about very sticky means of acquiring their money, and I just want to make sure that as a philosopher, I'm giving the bankers, I'm giving the business people and the politicians a means of attaining what they want, power and profit, in the most justifiable way. Because whether or not I articulate this sense of triangulating the 3 Ps, they're going to be interested in power and profit, period. So all the social activism in the world, all the protesting in the world is not going to change the fact that business people are motivated by profit and politicians are motivated by power. That's never going to change. As long as there are human beings on this planet, business people will always be motivated by profit. Politicians will always be motivated by power. If I can give them their end, what they want, and I don't mean to say this like, you know, this is me and a lot of books and a lot of interaction with you guys and a lot of sort of just sitting around thinking. But if you can give them what they want, you give them the power they want, you give them the profit they want, you can show them that, look, I can give you a way to make the money that you so seek to make. I don't really care for it, but if that's what you want, hey, here's a great way to make it, and you don't have to go to war, and people don't have to suffer it. You know, and we can protect the cost of you know, investing in, you know, the third world or whatever you might want to invest in, right? If you can make the world a better place and still make money, then hey, why not choose that? Now, if they don't want to choose that, then hey, then it's time to probably protest. But give them an option. And so far, in all fairness to the business people, no one's laid down that option. I have read a lot, and I haven't read anyone saying, well, here's the way that you go about making a ton of cash, a ton of capital, so you satisfy the end for profit, but in doing that, here's the moral means with which you can acquire that. I haven't read anyone saying that, and that's why I'm writing about globalizing Americana. So I understand that the business people, Jeff, I understand that the business people and international bankers in the G20, they're going to be motivated by what they are motivated by, which is capital. I'm not motivated by capital, so I have absolutely no interest at stake in their motivation. My motivation is about peace. My motivation is understanding evil and the function of, you know, sort of oppression and suppression. And I want to make sure that I put my 2 cents in so that when it's all said and done, no one can say, well, I didn't know. No, yeah, that guy in Florida, Jason, he wrote about that stuff, and you had an opportunity to go about and get your profit, but to do it in a respectable, moral, meaningful manner. So now the obligation's on you, and that's what I want to do. I want to put the ball in their court. I don't want to have it in my court. So my thoughts on the G20, no thoughts at all. My thoughts are on peace, on people, on those oppressed, are on speaking for the little people who don't have a means to speak for themselves. And then I just want to end with one thought. I know that there's a problem in that. One of my favorite philosophers of all time, Geechoo Spivak. Spivak says, you know, you got to be careful talking for other people. So at every day I'm thinking, wow, yeah, Spivak, I got to remember that. In talking for the other person, I in some sense, take away their ability to talk for themselves. But it's a catch-22 that I've been working through my entire academic career. And I'll think of something, but my heart's in the right place. So for everybody, for all your comments, questions, thank you very much. Come back anytime, read my blogs, leave some comments, and I'll try to keep it entertaining and informative. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.